Hey guys, Conscious Convos here, and today we're talking to you about authenticity and why you should be authentic. Think about it. When you're being authentic, it comes from a place of knowing yourself and accepting yourself. And when you do that, you radiate that out to others, and that gives them permission to be their authentic selves.
Right. Authenticity is really important. It's kind of like a starter to spirituality. And it's just kind of the basis of like knowing yourself and feeling comfortable expressing yourself. And that's authenticity. And especially on a spiritual journey, authenticity is really important because, I mean, how are you ever going to know, like, in our world it's so chaotic and we have so many different things thrown at us that are telling us to be inauthentic. So authenticity is almost kind of rare to come across these days.
Mhm.
And I think that's because, go ahead.
You can go ahead.
I was about to say, I think that because media teaches us to conform, like
Right.
on an unconscious level, most of what you hear every day is you got to fit in with everybody. You have to be just like everybody else. Don't stand out. And most people will do that because it's like hardwired in us, within us to like be with a group of people. Like it's scary to be a loner wolf, like a lone wolf in today's
Exactly.
world.
They teach you that. They teach you from the beginning when you're in preschool, when you're in kindergarten to do what everyone else does. They teach everyone to be quiet. They teach everyone to use their manners. They teach everyone to dress a certain way, to look a certain way, to do certain things. And that's just how they start to conform. And they keep conforming and conforming and conforming, and everyone, like, by the time you're in high school, you just totally lost your authentic self. So I think going down the spiritual path, you just kind of gain a little bit of it back, like realize, like, oh, this is what it's like to actually know what I like, and have self-love and trust myself.
Right. I think a big part of the spiritual path itself
Yeah,
is the authentic path. Just like
Exactly.
figuring out your authenticity and what it means to you.
true, true. I agree.
Yeah, it's very true. Um, it's kind of like freaky how we all are just all trying to pretend, and we don't even like, we're all like in this weird game and we don't even realize it. And then when you finally start to get out of it and you get a taste of the spiritual path, you're just like, what have I been missing my whole life? It feels
Exactly.
so right. It feels so right.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you want to take off that mask you've been wearing.
It's kind
Right.
of freeing. It's just freeing in a way to just lose sight of all the opinions around you and just do what you want. It just feels good. It's hard at first because it's so,
Right.
you've been trained your whole life. It's You have this limiting belief about authenticity, but after that, after you get past that, it's so freeing. It's just nice to do whatever the hell you want.
Yep.
Exactly. And it's hard for people to start like pursuing their authentic self because of that like fear of vulnerability and just like brainwashing of conformity in general. So
Yeah, and let's kind of talk about some of the ways that society kills authenticity, because like I
yeah,
noticed,
important.
especially in my life, that it's almost like there's traps that you have to get a job, you have to do this, you have to look a certain way, otherwise you don't get that approval.
Hmm.
And
Well,
see,
like,
that's the.
there's so many
Go
different
ahead.
things, like, about what you're talking about, with jobs. If you want to get tattoos, you really have to think about what type of career you want. Like, I know so many people, like, can I get a tattoo here? Like, I would love to have a tattoo, like a half sleeve right here, but I can't do that because I won't get a certain job. So that's, like, definitely a certain way that you would conform.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of conformity we see today is really taught to us and perpetrated through media and just cultural norms,
Hmm.
like school school communities, business communities, just communities in general. Like we have created this cultural norm for ourselves, and we don't want to go outside of that, even if that is our authentic self, because we don't like going outside the norms, because the norms is what keeps us accepted.
And safe too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
See, that's the biggest thing though. Like you said, people don't want to be seen as weird or different. But it's like that. That's what I was telling you guys. Like we were all talking about it. Once you accept yourself and approve of yourself, you could care less what other people say, because you're not looking to others to fulfill your emotional need of feeling accepted and approved of. Once you fulfill that yourself, you can be authentic, because whether you don't care how they respond to you, because you've already accepted and approved of yourself. So whether they give you that acceptance or approval, it doesn't matter, because you don't need it.
See,
Right.
I think a lot of times, especially people our age, they come out of high school and they're just kind of at this point where they're lost. I see this all the time. They're just lost. They've conformed all these years. They don't know. They're just trying to fit in, and they fit in so much they don't even know what their self looks like. They don't even know their own personality. And then once you kind of start to like figure yourself out and figure out who you are and kind of what you like, because you know you're by yourself, like all you have is yourself. So when you start to look within, I think that authentics, like it's so much easier to be your authentic self. But you just have to like get on the path, get started.
Yeah. See, that's kind of what I'm working on right now, is reintegrating that part back in me. Like I'm trying to find my authentic self, like the one that was submerged when I was trying to get like approval and acceptance from others.
Same here.
That's been going on for a super long time. So it's like I gotta kind of like meditate on it. Like, okay, what's not me and what is, like, what am I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like
it
what
sounds
labels did I
cliche,
pick
but
up?
finding
Yeah.
yourself.
What labels did I pick up from other people? Like, how did I let people label me? I gotta let all that stuff just like float away. My bad. Go ahead, Julian.
I'm kind of going through, like, obviously I've gone through this journey in my life and I'm still going through it. Like in high school, I was really like trying to conform in some cases, in some aspects. So, and I'm just now like trying to like kind of find and express myself. And I think, like, if we want to talk about ways that we can explore authenticity, I think things that have helped me is like reading a lot, exploring with different types of art forms, um, trying new things, like going to new places, and like for like me, like not wearing makeup, and like just doing like a lot of things that are like kind of uncomfortable for me or not normal for society, or just like dressing really weird, or like just doing whatever the fuck I want. And
it feels good
that's
though,
being
like
authentic, like, you know, I don't like.
No, I agree with that 100%. And I've had the same experience where at first it felt uncomfortable. I felt like weird, like, because I started doing yoga and none of my friends did it. Nobody I knew did it. But when I started doing it, it like felt great. And eventually I was like, okay, well, I gotta share this. So I posted a picture. And at first I was so nervous. I was like, people are not gonna accept me. And the funny thing is, they loved it. My friends loved it. They're all like, wow, that's great. So it just feels even better once you actually start getting yourself out there, your true self, and people actually accept you for it.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing is like people don't like to bear their authentic self, but usually that's what people like. The most successful people are people that have done that and are showing their most authentic self to the world and expressing it.
And don't y'all feel like you give other people permission to do the same when you do that? Because they're looking at you like, okay, it worked for
Yeah,
this
you
person, maybe it'll
inspire
work for me.
everybody who sees you when you do that.
I
Because I
think
know that's how it
it
works for
gives you
me.
more like power and more leverage. The more authentic you are, and the more
Yeah, it gives you a
confident, and the
lot of
more you don't
self-confidence.
care, like people respect you so much more if you're your authentic self versus if you're conforming. They
Yep.
respect you. Like, I will have mad respect. I don't care what you look like, what you're doing. If you're the real you, that is the most respectful thing ever, and it's the most inspiring thing ever.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
it's take it or leave it. This is me. You know, you can
Yep.
accept it. You don't have to come with me, but it'd be cool if you did. You know what I mean?
And I say that was the thing. Like, okay, you either like me or you don't. But because I already like myself, so I really don't care what you have to say about it. So
Yeah, the thing with like trying to be inauthentic to please people is like if somebody doesn't like you, they're probably not gonna they're still not gonna like you even if you try to like change for them. And then also if you try to change yourself, you have to maintain that and it's just such upkeep and stress and that is so not necessary when you could be just doing your authentic self and gaining self-love in the process instead of stress in the process.
and think about it, isn't that relationship based off like crap anyway? Because if you're not being your authentic self, then what is that relationship based on?
Yeah, exactly. It's not even a real relationship, honestly.
And I feel like if you're scared people will leave you, then do you really need those people in your life anyway? If they're gonna leave you because you're being authentic, do you really want those people in your life?
Yeah.
Is it worth having their approval and acceptance, sacrificing your true self, pouring yourself out? Is it worth it? I know a big one though. I think we should. How do y'all think like people can find their true selves?
Well,
Probably
it's like,
experimenting.
yeah, it's a lot of experimenting and exploring. Um,
What about going out in nature, like, and it just being in nature, just
yeah, of
I mean, that's
course.
one way, yeah. I just think a lot of it, like you said, is just like trying new things, doing what you like
Yeah.
to do, telling people what you like to do, like communicating what you're passionate about, like regardless of what they think. I don't know, just like once you go down this path, I think it's just natural that it kind of comes to you. But I definitely think just like experimenting with different things is the best way.
Yeah, one thing that helps me is to like commit to it and then also like just realize that it doesn't have like there's beauty in being like not perfect and not conforming. So,
Yeah, I feel that.
like it's a whole new, just like a whole new freedom. Like, cause you don't feel that pressure anymore. It's just like I can't even explain it. Like, 'cause I can't really explain it because I'm not really there. But like, I can kind of grasp the concept. I'm getting there more and more every day. It's just like you feel so free to be whoever, like who you were meant to be in the first place before all the conditioning and stuff came from.
Yeah. Now, to find that, I would say that, like we were saying, trying new things and experimenting. If you like something, find a group for it. There's lots of apps out there with the internet and stuff like that. You can find whatever you're looking for. You just have to Google, um, you know, pottery in your city, and you can find somebody who likes to do pottery, and you guys can do it together. Or you can make like a Skype channel and make YouTube videos about it.
yeah, you reminded
We
me
should
one
do that.
there's a really good app called Amino and you can go on there and like search like whatever you're interested in and most likely there's going to be like a little community where you can just have like online chats with people who are also interested in this subject. So that's just like, I don't know, something you guys could do if you want.
And that's great for somebody who's on the fence and who's like does
Like,
not yet ready to leave their old ways, kind of, because
yeah.
it's just easy to chat. And then I think you really got to take that step of like going to a meeting or whatever,
Yeah. Like I
meeting new
use
people.
for there's like one for veganism and there's one for minimalism, so I was on there for a little bit, but yeah, it's just a cool way to get to know what other people are doing. And I think getting to know what other people are doing is helpful to getting to know yourself too. Because I feel like something that society has done to us is make us feel like we're really alone and that we're really, really like individualized. And we are individuals, but the reality is we are a collective unit of like we have a collective consciousness. So we can find truth in what other people are doing. Like that's when that's why we can read a book and like agree with the words, or we can hear something that somebody says and just agree with it right away, just like we already knew it even though we've never heard it before. I think that helps to help reach your own authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think pushing yourself, getting vulnerable is definitely just a really good way. And it's hard. It's so hard. But I'm telling you, the reward is so much better. Because you think people are going to have these negative reactions. And you know they might. But like half the time, the people that are having the negative reactions like are people that don't even mean something to you. Like old high school friends. If you post something like spiritual, yeah, they might like disagree with it. They might be like, what the hell is she talking about? But do you really care what those people think about you? Are you really gonna let those people stop you from doing what you want to do? Like, do you see how insignificant that is?
Yeah, true.
That's
like,
just
who cares
one
if
way,
they...
you know.
Haters gonna hate.
Exactly.
Let them.
You got to think about it, like we were saying. What's more important, their approval or you living your life, being your authentic self,
It's
true
so
self,
crazy,
experiencing
just
that
the
freedom?
stuff we have that like hold us back. Like this insignificant opinion of someone that we don't even talk to can hold us back from so much, and we don't even realize it.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
And that's where it goes back to self-love, self-acceptance. I'm telling you guys, that is key, because you're not looking to them to tell you who you are, because you know who you are.
Yeah.
You can't tell me who I am if I know who I am. I'm validating myself already. I don't need your validation.
I'm validating myself.
Exactly. I know I'm worth something,
True.
regardless if you acknowledge me or not.
It's true though.
I'm not crazy or I'm mentally ill or something like that. I know who I am. Simple as that.
Amen.
Seriously though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So if anything, we want you guys, honestly though, to take away from this video though, it's seriously though, accepting and approving of yourself. That is key right there, because you don't allow anyone else to tell you who you are, and you're not dependent on them to validate you.
Exactly. And we actually wanted to leave you guys with a challenge before we go. Just work on it. You know, everyone can work on this. Everyone can improve. No one's perfect, but just one really good way, like what I'm gonna do, and I think everyone else will as well, is social media has a lot to do with authenticity, and a lot of us do use social media. So I think that's a good way to kind of challenge ourselves to like push our boundaries. And one way we could do that is try to post something on some type of social media that you use very frequently, and try to post something that does make you feel a little bit vulnerable, and share something that no one knows about you. Share something personal that you love, that like is a hobby of yours, and just try like express yourself in, you know, like this can be that one opportunity, like this one push that says like, you know, I really want to tell people something, and I'm scared that they're gonna judge yourself, but just let that happen. Like accept it. It's gonna happen. You're being you. It doesn't matter what they think. They're gonna respect you, and you're gonna respect yourself. So we challenge all of you guys to do that. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.